make sure your headlight overtaking beam works, your passing beam, like this one here indicates. So just for strict, you can go from the front. When you go down to your motorcycle, I mean, of course, you have to have fuel in your tank when you're riding, so you'll check or you'll get good fuel. Tire pressure, yes, because you'll be riding depending on the weather. Like on a cooler day where you're expecting rain, then the tire pressure will not change much.
I believe, Zubin sir, we covered a lot on pre, but what do you think whenever you take a break, is there anything specific you need to look at the bike just to be sure that my bike's running fine?
See, one overall look, one walk around the motorcycle, just as the pilot looks around the aircraft before he rides out, is important to just see if you have anything stuck underneath, maybe some bushes, maybe some twig, maybe something stuck in your belly pan, maybe something that's thrown from your rear wheel, front wheel. Overall, take a look at your tires once, because when you're rolling fast, you don't want to have anything in the tires. So just if you can generally just view it, you don't have to rotate them, but at least just look to see small stones. If something stuck, some weird looking stone stuck, just take them off with a Leatherman or a small screwdriver. Front, back, just check. Just with your shoe, just check the chain press, just the level once. And also check if your seat and just small things. If you want to just take an overall look at your indicators and your brake lights, it's fine. Nothing wrong with that, but you should just take a look at that thing. So small things, I mean, and in case you see any kind of leakage onto your motorcycle, maybe you got some oil stain, maybe you got some water stain, maybe you got some telltales or something telling you that something is wrong. That's important for you to just monitor that thing. Maybe fork oil seals. So because fork oil seals will leak onto your brakes. So that time you can probably just tie a cloth or just put an old socks. In case you don't have anything, just an old socks around the fork to prevent the oil from going to your brakes. But otherwise, just general. There's nothing much you can do if it leaks, but at least you can prevent them from going to your brakes. Prevention. Yeah.
And then I think so finally coming
But extremely important, sorry to break you up, but extremely important point at this is, you should always, whenever you stop, take a clean, nice cloth and wipe your forks. This I've learned from Keku Writer. Dust is the main cause of your forks to get spoiled. Dust is the main cause of your oil seals to go. Your dust seals do their work, but any kind of dust going to your oil seal will spoil the oil seal. So it's a good habit to have a clean cloth, clean your forks, maintain your forks, look after them properly.
Every stop, just wipe
it down, always makes sense.
Fair enough.
It just makes sense. Yeah, it's absolutely safe for you. It just prolongs the life of your forks as well.
Fair enough.
So importantly, wipe them.
Every time you stop, you just go.
Just clean them up before you start riding again.
Look good as well.
Yeah, forks look good as well.
And then finally, when we reach the destination, a post-ride check, would it be similar?
During your riding, you will also check what kind of temperature your bike's running. Have you any kind of feedback your bike gives you? If you're losing traction, suddenly you feel, oh, I'm losing grip. You'll automatically look at your air pressures and various things. I mean, on a motorcycle like this, it shows in your dashboard. But on a general motorcycle, you'll feel, okay, I have a little bit of less traction. I'm feeling a little soft. I'm feeling a little squishy. Importantly, you stop and understand feedback that the motorcycle is giving you. Let's just say you suddenly feel your acceleration is gone. You're losing power. You look at your temperature gauge, you realize, oh gosh, I'm overheating. That's when you need to stop, cool it down, check. Maybe your fan's not coming on, maybe your coolant level is less, maybe it doesn't happen with newer bikes, but sometimes with older bikes, it will happen. If they're liquid cooled, it does happen. So always good to know if your fan is working continuously and various things. You can save your motorcycle that way. Or check your oil levels. Oils do get consumed in all motorcycles. It's a myth that they do not get consumed, but they get consumed in all motorcycles. Ducatis are famous for it. Half a liter of oil every 1,000 kilometers is normal. KTMs do it. BMs is a little safer, they consume less oil. But it's a normal...
running that hot?
No, it's a normal thing where some clearances, somewhere in the engine there is a little bit of consumption. That thing. And like the KTMs run a high compression engine, so a little bit of oil consumption does happen. I mean, on a personal level, we do put a little bit of oil in the engine, but again, that's into your petrol tank, but that's extremely debatable because people say don't put it, companies will say don't put it, various things. But we do run a little bit of oil with the engine on a personal level, two-stroke oil. Purely because the fuel is very dry, ethanol levels are higher, so that lubricates your whole system, your valves and various things. It runs better, it runs a lot smoother, runs a lot cooler, it's nicer, feels good. But that's personal.
What ratio, if at all I decide?
Like in a full tank of gas, we'd probably just put in about one sachet, that's 20 ml of oil.
Understood.
In a full
you
tank.
say a
It does not
12,
give smoke,
14
it doesn't.
liter
Yeah.
tank, one sachet.
Yeah. So just a little bit of oil, so it's good.
And what would be the difference between a pre and a post check?
Pre-check is, it's all clean and you can see everything. Post-check, you have to be a little more careful because there's dust, there's rain, there's whatever you've traveled through. It's dirty, so you have to take a little more cautious, little more closer view. But also being a post, if there is mud and there's an oil leakage or there is a water leakage, you will see it even faster. So it's an advantage and a disadvantage both ways. But always good to check. I mean, the checks are the same, just to make sure everything is fine.
The checks remain the same, it's just that your post you have to be a little more vigilant.
Yes. Also you will also check this part, the amount of wear that you have on the tire. So when you're running on the road, you will see there'll be like just this much of it. So that is also telling you whether your inflation is good. Now here it looks even, but here you can see lines. See, this is the contact patch.
Right.
So depending on this contact patch, you can judge your air pressure as well. You see this patch here when you roll? So that's important. That's the part that touches the ground at all times. So when you're on the highway, it will turn like into a dark circle.
It becomes like a flat spot also eventually?
Eventually, yes, with wear and tear, but that is also telling you whether you're running less pressure or more pressure. Less pressure, it will be a wider patch. Correct pressure will be a narrow patch and various things. So it's important that you can judge your pressure from there. Like here, you probably rolled it here only, so in the mud, so we don't have a line. But you'll see on that Shumi, that other bike as well, you'll see a line on that thing. You can see the contact patch there as well. Also, any kind of importantly, you should monitor this side part of the wheels, because sometimes you have your chain, if you overdone your chain, or let's say you've driven before the chain has actually evaporated, or you've oiled the chain too much, then this oil will all come onto the tire here and it will be dangerous for you.
So you're saying even over-lubing is bad?
Overlooping is extremely bad. And then plus putting oil also can spatter it, and then it'll start coming here, and then when you corner, you're at a liability.
Chain lube strictly.
Chain lube, overnight is the best option. Put in the night, stay, and overnight is the best option. So that it kind of evaporates, the alcohol evaporates from it, and the grease stays on. Otherwise, general things, you just overall take a good look at your bike. In general maintenance, you will clean your forks. So even here in this case, you'll clean the back of your forks as well. On the highway, you will have a cloth where you can clean out this. Like see, any kind of dirt like this is going to hamper the light, the vision of the light, the brightness of the light, the spread of the light, everything's going to happen. This is a cleaner light. See, this will have a better throw. So that's extremely important, that the lights are clean, it looks nice, the throw is better, visibility is higher. So it's important to have that as well.
That's a lot of detail and lot of information shared at the shed.
To my old buddy Mark, who I know for years now, and of course I know Jagpreet as well for lots of time. And I know the brand as well. So. Pleasure.
And once you complete the ride and you come back, what do you do?
Go for a massage.
Re-talking
Not really. New bikes,
or new bike? No, I don't think so.
old bikes you generally just check.
Body re-talking also.
No, Ducati you need. Go tighten your nuts also, okay? Vibration.